lower your volume for a second. Not because this video is loud, but because what you're about to hear is quiet. This Ramadan, you already know what's coming. Fasting, long nights, du'as you memorized years ago. But something feels off, doesn't it? Somewhere in Gaza, someone will break their fast to the sound of rubble settling. In Sudan, a mother will count dates not by sunnah, but by survival. In Ukraine, Maghrib will arrive while the electricity doesn't. In Yemen, a child will fast without knowing it's Ramadan, because hunger never left. And you'll scroll. You'll scroll while someone else buries their brother before Maghrib. You'll scroll while a father makes dua with hands that have nothing left to give. This Ramadan, you will fast. But millions will fast because there is no food. And here's the uncomfortable part. This video is not about them. It's about you. About what Ramadan reveals when comfort is stripped away. About whether belief is still belief when it costs something. Allah already warned us. Do people think they will be left alone because they say, "We believe," and they will not be tested? This Ramadan will be different. Not because the world changed, but because now you can't say you didn't know. Pattern, inclusion plus accountability. This video is not about them. It's about you. This line pulls the viewer into the narrative and silently tells them, if you're watching, you're already part of the story. Ask this exactly as written. Be honest. What was the very first thought that hit you in the first 30 seconds of this video? Before starting this video, don't forget to like this video, because it gives us a lot of strength to continue sharing beneficial content. And I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay informed of our next publication on the Islamic faith. Share it with your loved ones and leave a comment to tell me what you think. Thank you and good video. Why Ramadan 2026 is not like before. There was a time when Ramadan felt lighter. Not easier, just lighter. This one doesn't. Ramadan 2026 arrives in a world that hasn't had time to heal. Right now, people are entering this month without knowing if they'll still have work when Eid comes. Jobs replaced by machines, skills replaced by algorithms, dignity quietly slipping away just before suhoor. For some families, this is their fourth Ramadan away from home. Same tents, same borrowed kitchens, same du'as whispered into uncertainty. Refugees will mark the new moon behind fences, and millions will break their fast staring at a screen. Not because they're distracted, but because there's no one sitting across from them anymore. This isn't just a hard year. It's a warning year. The Quran tells us about people who were reminded again and again, blessed again and again, until forgetting became a habit. But they forgot a portion of what they were reminded of, and something followed that forgetting. If this Ramadan feels heavier, if your heart senses urgency instead of routine, you're not imagining it, you're not alone, you're awake. Patterns, shared emotional recognition. If you feel this weight, it doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're paying attention. This reassures viewers and keeps them emotionally invested. Ask this exactly. Does this Ramadan feel heavier than previous years for you? Why or why not? The illusion of normal Ramadan. From the outside, Ramadan still looks the same. Decorated homes, lanterns glowing, tables perfectly arranged for iftar, the same du'as we've been repeating for years, the same verses recited with familiar rhythm, the same photos shared, Plates first, hearts later. And the intentions? They sound right. But something underneath hasn't moved. We fast. We pray. We listen. Yet our hearts remain untouched. Ramadan didn't become weaker. We did. Right now, some of us are fasting while unknowingly funding oppression. Our money, our clicks, our silence traveling farther than we realize. We scroll past suffering so often that our thumbs move faster than our duas. Tragedy appears and disappears. The Quran warned us about this kind of worship. So woe to those who pray, but are heedless of their prayer. Not because they didn't pray, but because their prayer never reached them. This isn't condemnation, it's an invitation to wake up. Pattern, gentle accusation without shame. Names the behavior, removes moral superiority, offers awareness instead of guilt. This keeps viewers open instead of defensive. Ask exactly this. What part of Ramadan do you feel you've been doing on autopilot? Fasting without transformation. Every year we feel the hunger, the dry throat, the long hours. But hunger alone was never the goal. There is a kind of fasting that empties the stomach and leaves everything else untouched. Hunger without humility, thirst without gratitude, worship without change. The Prophet, peace be upon him, warned us about this, about people who fast and leave Ramadan with nothing but exhaustion, no softness, no restraint, no transformation. Even now, some will fast all day and still lie when it's convenient, still backbite when it's entertaining, still exploit others when no one is watching. So we have to ask an uncomfortable question. What exactly are we starving? Our bodies or our egos? Allah didn't prescribe fasting to test our endurance. Fasting is prescribed for you so that you may attain taqwa, awareness, restraint, consciousness of Allah when no one else is there. If fasting doesn't change how we speak, how we treat people, how we choose right over easy, then Ramadan passes and we stay exactly the same. Pattern, exposing the ritual-reality gap. Names behaviors without labeling people. Forces, reflection without accusation, redirects toward inner work. Ask exactly this. What do you personally want fasting to change in you this year? Ramadan. Under fire. Imagine this. A father in Yemen wakes before dawn. The generator has died again. Darkness fills the room. His youngest child cries quietly, stomach empty, eyes heavy. He performs suhoor in the dim light of a candle, counting each spoon of rice. Later, the same day, the father breaks fast while listening to distant drones. He offers his small meal in silence, knowing the world outside his walls has no mercy today. Across the globe, parents in Sudan watch their children stare at empty plates. They fast alongside them, not as devotion, but because there is no alternative. And yet, in that hardship, there is a kind of gratitude most of us can't imagine. A whisper of trust, even when nothing else remains. The Quran tells us about Prophet Ayub, A.S. Loss, illness, loneliness, and still he prayed. Indeed, adversity touched me, and you are the most merciful. This Ramadan, most of us fast with comfort. They fast under fire. Their hunger mirrors patience. Their thirst mirrors resilience. Contrast your life gently with theirs, not to feel guilty, but to remember the depth fasting can reach. beyond hunger, beyond thirst, beyond ritual. Pattern. Gentle contrast between viewer's comfort and real human struggle. Evokes empathy without shaming. Encourages reflection on privilege. Connects hardship to the spiritual essence of fasting. Ask exactly this. Did any story here change how you think about your own fasting? When the Quran becomes a background sound, reconnect beyond ritual script. Approximately 1,200 characters. How often does the Quran play while your mind drifts somewhere else? The verses recited in your home, in your car, in your headphones. Beautiful words. But if your heart isn't present, the sound is just noise. Quantity doesn't equal connection. Pages flipped don't equal understanding. The Quran tells us about people who heard revelation, who witnessed miracles, and still rejected it. Hearts have become hardened. 274. Not because they lacked knowledge, but because their attention never met their intention. This Ramadan, let the Quran speak to you, not just around you. Let its lessons pause your scrolling, its verses stop your rushing, its meanings touch the part of you that no one else sees. This isn't a judgment. It's an invitation. Listen, reflect, receive. Pattern. Invite reflection, not guilt. Names the problem gently, encourages introspection, creates space for personal connection. Ask exactly this. What stops you from truly connecting with the Quran? Ramadan is a mirror, not a shield, revealing who we truly are. Script. Approximately 1,100 characters. Ramadan is not a shield. It doesn't hide your flaws behind fasting, prayers, or charity. It is a mirror. It reveals who you really are when hunger strikes, who you are when no one is watching, who you are when everything is tested. Remember the story of Talut's army? The river was deep, the enemy behind them. Only a few remained steadfast, despite thirst, despite fear. Ramadan shows us the same. Not everyone passes the test when ease returns, when comfort is stripped, when patience is demanded. You get to choose which group you're in, not by luck, not by ritual alone, by intention, by resilience, by what your heart does in private. Pattern. You choose which group you're in. Encourages personal accountability, promotes reflection without shame, creates subtle urgency. Ask exactly this. What do you think Ramadan reveals most about you? This Ramadan could be your last. Thousands have passed since last Ramadan. People who planned for next year, their iftars, their prayers, their du'as, are no longer here to make them. And yet, most of us live as if we are guaranteed another month, another year, another Ramadan, just like before. The Quran reminds us, every soul shall taste death. 3:185. Not to frighten you, not to guilt you, but to wake you, to show that time is not endless, that every fasting hour, every prayer, every moment of reflection is precious because it will not return. If this were your last Ramadan, how would you break your fast differently? How would you pray? How would you spend your nights? Soft urgency is not panic. It is attention, awareness, presence. Pattern. Soft urgency encourages reflection, highlights finite time without fear, inspires intentional action. Ask exactly this. If this were your last Ramadan, what would you do differently? What to do differently? If all we do is reflect, Ramadan can feel heavy, almost hopeless. But small actions can change everything. One secret deed, a kindness no one sees, a smile to someone forgotten, a date shared quietly. One broken habit, the thing you've repeated year after year, knowing it dims your heart. One sincere dua, not the rehearsed words, but the raw cry of your soul. One act of justice, correcting a wrong, defending the oppressed, speaking truth softly but firmly. Don't underestimate these. The Quran reminds us, whoever does an atom's weight of good will see it. 99:7. Tiny, invisible actions can outweigh the rituals we think define us. Ramadan is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about the choices we make in moments others never notice. The world might feel broken. Your heart might feel tired. Your habits might feel stuck. But the smallest step, just one, can become a spark. Start there. Transform one moment. Transform one habit. Transform one act of worship from routine to real, and then repeat. Ramadan isn't about finishing a checklist. It's about awakening in increments. The seemingly tiny decisions you make this month, the secret prayers, the unnoticed deeds, the small acts of justice, are building something far greater than you realize. Pattern. Small actions feel possible. Breaks overwhelm into one doable step. Inspires immediate action. Connects tiny deeds to eternal weight. Ask exactly this. Name one change you're committing to this Ramadan. Closing. You are alive. You are witnessing. You are here right now, hearing this. That alone is a responsibility. A gift. An opportunity. You have the chance to make this Ramadan different. Not because the world will change, not because circumstances will suddenly bend in your favor, but because you can change. Every small act matters. Every secret dua matters. Every moment of awareness matters. You are not alone. Others are on this path too, struggling, reflecting, acting quietly in their own lives. Together, we form a chain of intention that reaches far beyond what we see. This Ramadan is a mirror. It shows who we are and who we could become. It measures our courage, our humility, our resolve. And here's the truth. This Ramadan will be different. If you decide, it will be. Decide to act. Decide to reflect. Decide to connect. Decide to carry your responsibility with heart and intention. You are alive. You are watching. You are responsible. Let this Ramadan leave its mark, not only on your days and nights, but on your soul. Pattern, we are in this together, builds collective responsibility, inspires shared action, leaves viewers feeling connected, not lectured. Ask exactly this. If this video touched you, comment, "I'm ready," and share it with someone you love.